WGN's Brona Tumulty is live at Ryan Field with the latest on this story. Brona.
Good evening, guys. Pat Fitzgerald is a couple of years into a 10-year, $57 million contract. He has been with the university since 2006. He has led the team to a couple of Big Ten West Division titles, and he even played for Northwestern himself. He is currently suspended without pay, but a cryptic statement from the university's president suggests further punishment could follow.
The coaching staff and the other football staff and others in the athletic department, if they were doing their job, they would have known about this.
Lawyer Michael Levine, who's represented victims of hazing, weighing in for us today on what's been going on at Northwestern.
What the university's trying to do in response to this, it's really just way too little too late. Shockingly, a small slap on the wrist in light of what the allegations are.
Allegations arose last November, prompting an investigation of the football program led by Maggie Hickey, former Inspector General of Illinois. Dozens were interviewed and almost a decade of data reviewed, with the conclusion being the allegations were largely supported and that knowledge of hazing was widespread amongst players, but not necessarily coaches.
These are student athletes, many of whom are on scholarships, some of whom have professional aspirations, and they're not trying to make waves, they're trying to play. And so ultimately, there's this culture of silence.
More detail about what exactly allegedly went on was written up in the university's newspaper, The Daily, yesterday, describing a practice known as running, in which upperclassmen dressed in masks and would perform hazing of a sexual nature on a victim. It's alleged in that article head coach Pat Fitzgerald knew what was happening, which he has denied. The players have since united in a statement saying the allegations are, quote, exaggerated and twisted, doubling down on their support for Coach Fitzgerald.
I love Coach Fitz. He's been nothing but great to me and my teammates. And I have all good things to say about Fitz in that program.
Do you think that is going to help him keep his job?
No, I don't. I think there's absolutely going to be further penalties.
Following the investigation, the university has done a number of things, including placing Fitzgerald on a 2-week suspension without pay. But in a statement last night, University President Michael Schill alluded to the potential for further punishment, saying in part, "Upon reflection, I believe I may have erred in weighing the appropriate sanction for Coach Fitzgerald. In determining an appropriate penalty for the head coach, I focused too much on what the report concluded he didn't know and not enough on what he should have known."
It's only after the backlash in the media, the strong reporting from the school newspaper, that now the university president says he may have erred. Without that backlash, they would just be trying to brush this under the rug.
Now, a number of other things will change following the conclusion of that investigation. One of those is that no practices will be held going forward at Camp Kenosha in Wisconsin, where some of that hazing allegedly occurred. There will also be the creation of an online tool by the university at which student athletes can report incidents of hazing. We're live in Evanston tonight. Brona Tumulty, WGN News.